Hello! Welcome back to the channel and good morning. Today I am on the hunt for kingfishers, so stick around, and as I have a little walk around Leeds Castle early in the morning, I'm going to give you 5 top tips on how to photograph this very elusive bird. Tip number 1, it's an obvious one, but do your research. Before you do anything else, research kingfishers in general. Whatever you do, don't just wander around trying to find kingfishers. They're not that easy to see and they're not everywhere. There's plenty of forums online, there's Facebook groups, even local people around your local area who go on walks with their dogs and things like that. People may know of a place where kingfishers are or have been. Down near rivers, streams, lakes, ponds, things like that. Get yourself down there with no expectation, have a walk round and just see if you can see any or hear any. Tip number 2, look at your timings. 2 lots of timing. 1, when will kingfishers actually be active in your local area? The likelihood is essentially after breeding season, so from around about August onwards all the way around to maybe April, something like that. The second time is about actual time of day, and realistically they're most active early in the morning, so make sure when you've got that location you're thinking about getting up super early before it's even light, get yourself in position for the sunrise and see what you can see. Tip number 3, if you're a beginner particularly, make sure you research your camera settings. Now you've got 2 possibilities realistically with kingfishers. 1, they'll land nicely in front of you perched. Depending on the light, the time of day and all that kind of stuff, you know, you might be at 1/500th of a second, something like that. Perched bird, not moving, no problem at all. But realistically, they're going to be moving about. They're going to be flying. They're going to be dipping down into the water to get fish, all that kind of stuff. So therefore, you need to be bumping that up. And for a bird in flight and a bird that flies as fast as a kingfisher does, you need to be looking at, depending on your settings again and the light, you know, 1/2500th of a second, something like that, to try and get it as sharp as possible. Don't be afraid with the modern software we've got these days to bump the ISO up as much as you need to use that. I've taken shots of 10,000 ISO for instance, and they're still usable with a bit of editing afterwards and a bit of cleaning up with the denoise type software. So make sure you do all your research before you get to your location with kingfishers, because when you get there and it perches, or when it flies by, or when you get that opportunity, you don't want to miss it. Because the one thing you will not get with kingfishers is a lot of opportunity. Often when you're sat there, they'll only turn up once or twice, maybe even in a 6, 7, 8 hour period. Tip number 4. Use your ears. One of the things the best bird watchers, bird photographers can do is hear a bird before they see it. And kingfishers have quite a distinctive noise that they make, like a very high-pitched, long sort of whistle. Go online, go onto YouTube, wherever you want, onto your favourite app, and it will become very apparent what a kingfisher sounds like. When you're sat in your place, you've done your research, you've got your camera settings right, and you're waiting and waiting, you might get an indication that a kingfisher is about to fly by or land on your perch by that very distinctive call. In my experience, often it will make that call to mark its territory, to say it's in the area just before it lands or just before it flies by. So use your ears, make sure you know what a kingfisher sounds like, and listen up. Tip number 5 is really a combined tip. Once you've done all those things, you've done your research, you found your location, the right time of year, you know what camera settings you're going to use, you know how to listen in for a kingfisher. When you found your spot, make sure you're concealed, because unless you're in a hide, you don't really want to be moving or giving that kingfish an opportunity to see you, and have patience. You've got to know that it might take hours and hours and hours for that one bird to land on that one perch. It could take all day long and you may not see it. When I first started taking pictures of kingfishers, I think it actually took me almost 2 years to get the perfect location, the perfect perch, all that kind of stuff. So have patience, do all of those other things, make sure you're prepared, and then just enjoy it. So with all that in mind, I'm down here at Leeds Castle, and I'm actually going to conceal myself behind a tree here. It's a beautiful morning actually, sunrise, lots of sunshine, which is really nice. October morning, really fresh. However, it's very misty. So the particular little lake that I know the kingfishers often come down, in fact one has just flown right past me as I video, not landed on my perch. The mist is going to make it quite difficult because it gives a sort of very bright light kind of backdrop. It is burning off a little bit now, so I'm going to wait to see if the kingfisher comes back. I think we might have 2 or more here at the moment actually. Well, let me just show you where I'm sat. So I'm going to conceal myself behind this tree, and you can probably see my perch there right in the central shot. But whether it'll land or not, who knows? It's part of the excitement about wildlife photography and trying to get pictures of kingfishers, because when they do land, it's super, super rewarding. So let's see if I can get any shots today. Of course, one of the lovely things about sitting waiting for kingfishers is you're just sitting out in nature. There's lots of other things going on, lots of other wildlife around normally. And if you've got a lovely day like this morning, a lovely sunrise at a beautiful quiet place that you've researched and you found, even if you don't get a picture of a kingfisher, how good is this? Sitting, relaxing, just taking in the morning. It's just a lovely thing to do. And there we have it. A long peeping whistle, held my breath, and it landed on my new perch. Basically all the things I spoke about in the 5 tips, and it doesn't always pay off. I've got other YouTube videos where I've talked about it not paying off, but this time it's landed. And I've got a bit of video, but it's landed. It's just a brilliant feeling to be in the presence of a kingfisher. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you will. It's an amazing feeling. There's such beautiful, beautiful birds. So I'm going to try and get some photos now. They are creatures of habit, so they often will re-land on the same perch, but you might have to wait a while. So yeah, brilliant moment. I'm so pleased. So unfortunately for me, the kingfisher didn't land back on the post. It did fly past again like I thought it would. It did go towards the post like I thought it would, but it landed on the rock sort of retaining wall of the lake. You can see in a photo I took a couple of years ago in the exact same spot where it landed. So it pretty much did what I hoped it would do, but didn't quite land back on the post the second time. But I only had 3 hours sort of maximum down here today and made the most of it. Was so pleased that it landed. Blimey, it's a loud goose, and I got some footage anyway. So overall, a really good day. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like the video, click on the like, drop me a subscribe, drop me a comment down below, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks.